Hello and welcome to the RG10 Podcast. Now, today's guest is someone that many of you in Twyford will already know, whether from the stage, the classroom or the local music scene. Tony Lyons is a working musician, teacher, songwriter and one of the driving forces behind the duo Boxset UK. As you'll hear, Tony has played in some of the biggest arenas in the world, but along the way there have been gigs that went wrong, bands with questionable names, freezing tours across Europe, all within a lifetime of live music. We talk about what it really means to make a living as a musician here in RG10, teaching music locally, playing festivals across the UK and beyond, and writing songs inspired by the places he plays, including Twyford itself. We also dig into Boxset UK's latest project, setting the words of Alfred Lord Tennyson to music with a special release right here at Twyford Library. I started by asking Tony to cast his mind back and remember what first got him into music.
The first sort of thing I became aware of, I was in a shopping centre in Croydon and a band was playing and the drummer was playing and he did a drum solo and everybody clapped and I thought, oh, I think I could do that. And that's where it all started. So Croydon, it's the centre of the universe for all things artistic.
Your first gig then, would that have been about the first gig you remember seeing? Do you remember the first gig you went to?
Yeah, first gig I went to was also the best gig I've ever been to. It was Queen at Wembley Stadium, 1986. And I saw Freddie Mercury come out onto the stage and it was like, oh, this is great. I'm going to get, all gigs are going to be like this. And well, you know, I've seen some cracking gigs, but that really blew my mind. That was pretty good. The first gig I ever did, was on, I did sort of school gigs and things. But I suppose the first proper one was at the Rock Garden in Covent Garden. Yeah. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was good. It was a band called, I've been to so many bands down the years. That was a band called Bad Contact.
Oh, band names are terrific. Bad Contact.
Honestly, I've been so many bad names. And the first thing happened, I counted in. I was very nervous. 1, 2, 3. I was playing the drums. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit the cymbal, and the cymbal sound collapsed. That's my first beat. In live music it was a disaster. I didn't even get to beat 2 before there's been a classic disaster. So it's sort of been like that ever since.
Bad band names is a fascinating subject. I don't need you to tell me what each band was like, or even if they played any gigs, but could you run through the names of bands you've been in, you've flirted with, the names you've come up with? Go for it.
Okay, well, let's go for oh my God, I've been in probably about 50 bands. So there's bands, there's the Sour Grapes, that's another great one. Solo in Soho, Press Gang, The Light Years, Boxset UK. Yes, and there's another 40 out there as well. I could go on, but I'd bore you to death with it.
I was, what was it? A band called The Cryptic Monks.
The Cryptic Monks.
We were 14. We were neither monks nor were we remotely cryptic. But there you go. Anyway,
penalty shootout. That was another good one.
Oh, there we go. You could go on all day. Fantastic. So we'll get to talk about some of the bands you've been in just a moment. But you are a working musician. You are a teacher as well. How does that look like for you? What's a typical day in the life?
Yeah, so normally, during the week I teach guitar and drums here in Twyford and also around South Oxfordshire, which is pretty good. And then on the weekends I play gigs normally either with the Light Years or Boxset UK, and then I do the occasional tour where I'm away for a week or so, and that's about it really. Yeah, so there we go.
Can it be pretty tough?
Not like going down a coal mine or anything, I would imagine, but it's, I have done 6-week tours where, you're playing every single night. And it was in that particular tour the tour I'm thinking about was in Germany in February. So it was freezing cold. I was in a transit van, but we had to all get into our sleeping bags because there were loads of holes in the van and it was very cold. But it was still quite fun, fun to do. So, but yeah, I was quite glad when we got to the end of that one.
Yeah. How old were you when you were doing this?
That was when I was about 22 or something. Yeah, 22, 23.
Okay. A young man's game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Not sure I could do that now, but
you can tough it out. Okay, let's talk about Boxset then. Tell me a bit about the band when you first came together. Everything. What's the sound?
Yeah, Boxset UK. So George and I met in 1993, long time ago, when I was in the band Press Gang, and we played around in this transit band I was talking about. We did that. I did that with him for about 6 years, and then I left and I joined the Light Years. But the Light Years don't play many festivals, and I got offered a festival in Belgium, and I rang up George and I said, "Do you want to get back together and just do a little duo thing just for this gig, And he said, yeah, great. So we got together. We really enjoyed each other's company and playing and getting new stuff together and that kind of thing. And we went and did the festival, and it went down really well. And we thought, right, well, should we just do another couple more gigs? And then here we are 5 years later. So yeah, it's been really nice.
And I've seen you play quite a few times. It is there are two of you, and it is an absolutely immense sound. I've played in duos before, and we've never had a sound anything quite like the sound of Boxset UK. Could you describe it for me?
Yeah, well, George has an accordion, so he's playing the right and the left hand. So the left hand supplies the bass, and I play acoustic guitar and bass drum. And we both sing, so we can get quite a big sound. So we even attempt to do things like Bohemian Rhapsody, and I think which we, as far as we know, we don't know other folk duo does. But it's quite sort of. It was started off as basically a folky type thing, but we can do sort of rocky stuff as well because we've got the big sound, because we've got the drums, the guitar, and the accordion, which handles quite a lot of the the stuff in the middle and the bass. So there we go.
And you do your own stuff as well. One that sticks in my mind is Twyford Girl. Tell me about that one.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
Very local.
You've got a very good memory. Yes, that's right. Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, so she's from Twyford. That's very good. Yeah, so I try and go when I go around places. I try and write a song if I can about each place that we play. I'm obviously going to do it for everything, but I wrote a song for Twyford about a girl I met in Twyford. Yes, and it tells the story of how I met her and what happened next. Yeah,
it's utter filth. No, it isn't. Sorry. Okay, so what's been the most memorable live gig you've had so far? Would you say with Boxset UK?
Boxset, yeah, we did a gig in June. Did a gig in America, in Pennsylvania, and that was brilliant, and New Jersey. Both those gigs were absolutely fantastic. Yeah, really nice, great audience. We did a really good one in Belgium, which was a big festival out there, which is really nice. But I think probably the most memorable one would have been Bunkfest, because Bunkfest, it's only in Wallingford, but there's about 20,000 people go to it. So it's the biggest free festival in Europe, or in Western Europe. So yeah, so it's great, and we played the main stage, and we got everybody dancing. It was really lovely. What
about the various other bands you play with as well? You've played in some extraordinary places, haven't you?
Yeah. Played Wembley Stadium with the Light Years. That was really good. Played that a few times. We did.
You can't just rush over that one. A bit more. We play Wembley Stadium. Next, tell me what's the context for that?
Yeah, it was. We did it 4 times actually. It was before a rugby match that played there. It was for the can't remember quite the details of it. It was about 12 years ago, but there was a big rugby match played there for 4 times, and we got chosen as the band to go on beforehand. It was great actually. It was nice to go. I pulled rank. I'm the oldest guy in the Light Years, so I said, I'm saying, if you don't mind, guys, I'm saying hello Wembley. So I got to shout that out, which was which was very nice. Ever since I've seen Freddie Mercury do it, it was nice. Yeah, we did Bohemian Rhapsody there, and the singer said, "Sing it with me, Wembley," and everybody sang Bohemian Rhapsody with us. So that was great, a lovely moment. Yeah.
Now, Boxset UK, you're working on, or have been working on, quite a significant project at the moment, haven't you? All to do with Alfred Lord Tennyson, who, a poet who I remember him from kind of secondary school GCSE for. I remember him for Charge of the Light Brigade. That's how I remember him, that Very poem. Good. But tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, so we're doing an EP, and it's going to feature 4 songs and the lyrics are all by Lord Tennyson. It's Crossing the Bar, Charge of the Light Brigade, as you mentioned, Loxley Hall, and Lady of Shalott, and they're all fantastic poems. And George is the person that got me into it. He's got an original book that his granny gave him, a first edition by Tennyson, and he said, "How about we do some music? These words are great." So we listened to them. I thought, "Oh yeah, fantastic!" So that's what we're doing. So we're currently just finishing that off now. We're going back into the studio. We've done 2 songs, and we're going to finish off the other 2 in a couple of weeks' time.
My first kind of thought would be, how do you make that accessible, if you like, to the everyday listener? How did you go about
it? It's going to be interesting to see whether it is or whether people go, yes, it's difficult. It's a real challenge to put the right music to it, to give it the right feel, but we feel that we've got that. And I think that we have actually done this before. We did it before on our last album. So we released an album in January. We put one of the songs on and it went down really well. So we thought, oh, okay, well, let's see if we can do this a bit more. And so we've done 4 songs now. So it's so hopefully it'll come out well, and people can find it accessible.
And it will be the people of Twyford who get the first listen. That's
exactly.
Right.
Yes, that's right. We're doing the release party is going to be at Twyford Library on January the 30th. So that should be pretty good. We've got the library really on board. Obviously, it's to do with Tennyson, so they really like it. We're doing it in conjunction with a charity called ABC to Read. So it should be a nice event. We did a gig there on last January, and it sold out really quickly. So we're really looking forward to playing it. Yeah, so it should be good.
Okay, so let's move on. We're moving out towards the end of the interview. Just want to hit you with some fun, quick fire musicians questions, if you like. Answer briefly, if you could, Tony. Okay. The first album you ever bought?
Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles.
Oh, there we go. Drummer or musician you'd most like to play with? They could be dead or alive.
Ginger Baker, drummer with Cream.
Yeah, oh yeah, a famously difficult man.
Absolutely.
One song that always gets you in a good mood.
Ooh. Dancing in the Streets by Martha and the Vandellas.
Martha and Vandellas. Yeah, not the Mick Jagger and David Bowie version.
Well, that's okay, but I much prefer the Motown version.
And finally, one word, one sentence that sums up what music means to you.
Oh my goodness, without sounding too cheesy, it kind of means everything really. One sentence. What does music mean?
Livelihood.
That's right, livelihood.
Paying the bills.
Yes. Putting food on the table for my children.
Absolutely. Fantastic. How romantic. Tony, thank you so much for your time and best of luck with the release of the new EP and, of course, the performance at Twyford Library. I'm sure everyone will be there.
Fantastic. Lovely to speak to you.
That was Tony Lyons, a proper working musician. Now, if you want to catch Tony live and check out Boxset UK, then keep an eye on what's coming up locally and make sure you don't miss the Tennyson Project launch, which will be at Twyford Library on Friday, the 30th of January at 8 p.m. We'll leave relevant links in the episode notes. The podcast is having a bit of a break now, but we'll be back in a few weeks' time with season 17. If you've got any ideas for stories, then please do get in touch. As always, thanks for listening.